Hello guys, today I have a Mekk-Knight Invoked deck for you guys. I made some Mekk-Knight Invoked deck profiles for you guys before, but those were in the past, and yeah, I just made an updated version of the deck and also played it a few times on my locals, and I also won uh, a lot with this deck, and I think it performs pretty good. And yeah, let's start. I'm playing for sure three of the main guy, Alistair the Invoker. And yeah, for the Mekk-Knight engine, I'm playing a really big Mekk-Knight engine actually. I'm playing 3 purple, also 3 blue, and 1 indigo, 1 of the yellow star, and 1 red moon. I decided to play this big lineup of Mekk-Knights because I'm not playing any other extender. I'm not playing instant fusion or stuff like that to go to the link monsters. I'm just playing this for the extender and for the deck, so I decided to go up with the Mekk-Knights because this is a more of a break the board and then just kill the enemy with Mekaba and because they have nothing on the resource left. But this deck is not that great with OTKing, but you can do OTKs, but it's more like break the board, the enemy has nothing left, and then in the following turns you will win. Yeah, I'm playing way more removal cards in this deck. And I'm also playing little Shadow engine with little Beast and Shadow Dragon. Just ditch them out with Shadow Fusion, and yeah, just make plus. Just Shadow Fusion is a +3, I guess. And for the normal hand traps, I'm only playing 2 Ash Blossoms. I think this is enough because I don't really like hand traps in this format, and I think removal cards are a bit better. Now for the spell cards, sure you have to play 3 Magical Meltdown to search out your Alistair, so you will have 6 ways, and also with Terraform 8 ways to get to your Alistair. Also, I'm playing not 2, I'm playing 3 invocations because I'm playing none of the Book of Lore, and I'm also playing the Pot of Desires, and I don't want to manage all my invocations, so I'm playing 3 of them. Then for another extender engine, I'm playing, yeah, as I said, the Shadow Fusion. I think this card is a great extender because it lets you draw 1 card, and you can also destroy a spell trap card with a dragon and also have Shadow Construct in the field. So yeah, I think this is great. You could also play the Trick Clown, but I swapped him out for another Mekk-Knight, and I thought it's better to play the other Mekk-Knights and send with Shadow Fusion another Mekk-Knight to the grave, so you can use the effect of the yellow star or the red moon again, because they're not once per turn, and if you kill a monster in the column and then swap him with Indigo Eclipse, you can use the effect again. So I think this is also alright if you just send a Mekk-Knight. Then, as I said, Pot of Desires. Yeah, the only problem is with Pot of Desires, if you banish your Shadow Fusion targets. Then I'm also playing 2 Called by the Grave. I think 2 is alright. I don't want to have multiples in my hand of Called by the Grave. But this is actually a really good removal card against Orcus to just banish their Jingirsu or whatever you want. And also protect your Alistair from those mighty hand traps. I'm also playing 2 Twin Twister in the main deck. I think 2 is enough. You can decide the other one. So yeah, but 2 is mandatory, I guess. And also the best card right now, the best going second card in the game right now is Super Poly, and especially in Mekk-Knight Invoked. Super Poly is absolutely crazy because you can also go into your invoked monsters with Super Poly. For example, if you have to go first and just manage to make a Mekaba, you can just set then Super Poly. Sometimes you have to go first, but you always want to go second with this deck. And yeah, you will have your Mekaba then and use Mekaba's effect, and then after that, if they have the extra deck monster, you just fusion your Mekaba and their extra deck monster into Elysium, and then can also shoot their all their monsters. So yeah, I think Super Poly just a really great card. Must have, must play in this deck. Now for the spell cards, I'm playing 3 impermanents. Those could also be Raiders. I think Raiders is also a pretty good option in this deck because you can banish them with Mekaba. But I personally like Impermanence more because it cannot be called by the grave, and also if you draw it in the draw phase, you can just still use it, and it's not a dead draw like a Whaler. And I also decided to play 2 evenly matched in the main deck, not 3. I think 2 is enough. And the other one I'm citing. This card is absolutely ridiculous against every single of the top 3 decks. Uh, I'm talking about Sky Striker, I'm talking about Orcust, and also Salamangreat in some cases. If you can bait their negation, so yeah, evenly matched is really strong, and nobody expects it in game 1, so yeah. Now for the Invoked monsters in the extra deck, I'm playing 2 Mekaba. I think 2 is enough. You could also play 3, but I like to have some more variety in my extra deck, so I'm only playing 2. 1 Purgatrio, you could also play 2 Purgatrio because of Salamangreat, but I think 1 is enough because I'm also playing the Chimera, so I think that's enough. I talked about this one before, Invoked Elysium, pretty amazing card, and for the last Invoked monster I'm playing Kaliga because there are some pretty strong darkness monsters in this meta, and if you use Invocation you can just banish the 1-day summon Dingirsu back. Now for the non-invoked monsters, I'm playing the 1 construct. It's the target for the Shadow Fusion, and yeah, I think 1 target for Shadow Fusion is enough. I thought about playing Winder, but I think construct is more than enough, and yeah, she's finally back, we can play her. And I'm also playing 2 more targets for Super Poly because sometimes you just want to have the removal, and I think those 2 are the best ones. Then for the Link monsters, I'm playing the Invoker of Madness and also Mekk-Knight of the Morningstar. Then I'm also playing Nightmare Phoenix, just really generic and great card, as just like Nightmare Unicorn. And for the Link 4, I decided to play a Bomber Dragon, Bolo Dragon, and also Bor Sword Dragon. This one is for OTK, this one is for removal, and I think I decided to play Topologic Bomber Dragon because of the grind game against Salamangreat. Sometimes you just get into this grind game and you can't OTK them, and then you will just set up the Bomber Dragon, and it's if they have no out against the Bomber Dragon, they can't continue with their combos. They're just screwed, and you will probably win the game. Now for the side deck, I am playing a lot of hand traps because there are only 5 in the main deck, so it's 2 Ghost Ogre, also 2 Whaler because I'm also playing 3 Impermanence in the main, so I think 2 Whaler in the side is more than enough. And also I said to play 3 DD Crow. Those are also really great against the top decks. It's great against Orcus, great against Salamangreat, and also great against Sky Striker. Just banish the engage, banish against Salamangreat the Jaguar, and against Orcus you have multiple things you can just banish. You could also play Lancia instead of Crow, but I think Crow is also good against Salamangreat, so I decided to play Crow. And for the spell cards, the 3rd Called by the Grave, sometimes you just want to have it, 3rd Twin Twister, and also 3 Mystical Space Typhoon. You could also play the Cosmic Cyclone over the Mystical Space Typhoon, but I like the Mystical Space Typhoon because it has no cost, and you really have to play those back row removals in form of spell cards because of Mystic Mine. You just have to play it, and it's just the worst feeling to have no answer against the Mystic Mine. And also the 3rd Evenly Matched. Yeah, the last 2 cards are 2 summon limits. Those are a bit special. I had to think what I want to play against Salamangreat because often you can't really OTK Salamangreat decks because they have Bailings to protect their monsters and stuff like that. And then I thought about how can I beat them in the grind game, and yeah, I think it's great. You can just side in the summon limit and clear their board, and then set the summon limit, and then you will win the grind game for sure because you have no problem with playing on the summon limit because you can just special 2 Mekk-Knights or make a fusion with your invocation, and you have 2 powerful monsters, and you just overcome your opponent, and is also pretty great if you play against another going second deck, and you will know that you will have to go first, so just side in those summon limits, and yeah, you will have maybe some chance if you go first, because this deck is pretty weak when it has to go first. The most of the time when I go first, I just pass. If I can't build a Mekk-Knight, I just pass. Yeah, guys, thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more deck profiles.